Welcome to Part 4 of the Energy Code ACE Title 20 Compliance Training Series. This is the fourth in an 8-part series. Parts 1 and 2 provide an overview of the California Appliance Efficiency Regulations, also known as Title 20, and what's involved in the compliance process. Parts 3 through 7 show how different market actors can use the compliance database, including creating an account and certifying products. Part 8, the last video in the series, shows how you can search the compliance database to verify that products comply. In this module, we'll review the responsibilities that test labs have in the Title 20 compliance process. We'll also cover how to complete the required applications using the California Energy Commission, or CEC, Modernized Appliance Efficiency Database System, or MAEDbS for short. Before selling or offering a product for sale, manufacturers of Title 20 regulated products must meet the performance, testing, marking, and certification requirements. This means that before manufacturers can certify a product, the test lab they're using must be sure they have created a MAEDbS account, submitted their application, and have been approved by the CEC. The test lab may be in-house at the manufacturer or a wholly separate organization, as long as the lab is okayed by the CEC to test for Title 20 certification purposes. Test labs' approval will need to be renewed annually, since approvals all expire at the end of the calendar year. Before you create an account, be sure to check whether someone else has already set up an account for your company. If your company already has an account, you can contact your company's MAEDbS system administrator or the CEC and ask to be added as a new user to that account. If your company does not already have an account in the MAEDbS, you can go ahead and create one. How can you tell if your company already has an account in the MAEDbS? The system's search capabilities can tell you. First, navigate to the MAEDbS website at cacertappliances.energy.ca.gov. This is the main homepage for the MAEDbS. From here, anyone, whether or not they have an account, can search the MAEDbS for appliances and for test labs and third-party certifiers who are approved by the CEC. Check out Part 8 of this series for information on how to search the MAEDbS to verify that a product is compliant. Since we're representing a test lab, click on Test Labs and Third-Party Certifier Search to find out if your company is in the MAEDbS as a test lab. Enter your company name or part of the name to narrow the results. Our company name for this demo is Energy Code ACE, all one word, Demo Test Lab. And be sure to select Test Lab for company type, then click on the search button. The search results tells us there is no company that meets these criteria. If you do find your company as a test lab in the MAEDbS, and your company is not also an appliance manufacturer, reach out to your company MAEDbS system admin and tell them you want to be added as a user to the existing account. If you don't know how to contact your system admin, you can contact the CEC for help. It's important to avoid multiple accounts for one company, so if your company also manufactures appliances, check to see if your company already has a manufacturer account. To do that, go back to the main home page by clicking Back to Login, then click the Appliance Quick Search link. On the Quick Search page, click the Company tab on the ribbon, then, under Select Manufacturer, scroll through the list of companies to see if your company is there. If you find your company under Manufacturers, contact your company's MAEDbS system admin or ask the CEC for help adding Test Lab as a company type and adding you as a user. In this case, we did not find Energy Code ACE under either test labs or manufacturers, so we're good to get started creating an account. Click Back to Login to return to the main home login screen. Review and agree to the login policy. Then click the link to create an account. Then enter your company name and website address and check one or more company type. As noted on the screen, you will need to submit an application and get approval by the CEC before you can submit data to the MAEDbS. We'll take a look at that process in a minute. In this demonstration, we're going to keep it simple and just check Test Lab under Company Type. Be sure to check the box indicating that you are not a test lab or third party setting up an account for manufacturer. Only the manufacturer is allowed to set up a manufacturer account. Under Categories Manufactured, Certified, or Tested, check the categories of products you want to be certified to test. Fill in your company's address toward the bottom of the screen, then click the Create User button to continue. On the Create New User screen, enter your last name, first name, email, and phone number. Create a user ID you will remember, since you will use this ID when you log in to your account. After you enter your contact information, check the box indicating the email address you entered is valid. Click the Save button to submit your new account information. When you submit the information, the system will send you an email message asking you to validate your email address. If you don't see this email in your inbox, double-check your spam folders or any filters you may have set on your email account. If you still cannot find the message asking you to validate your email, contact the CEC using the contact information provided at the end of this video. When you click the validation link in the email message, it opens a web page where you click a Confirm Email button and see that you have successfully validated your address. Your account still must be approved by CEC staff before you can use it. CEC staff will review your request, and once your account is approved, you'll receive an email informing you that the account is active. Within that email, you will receive your user ID and a temporary password, both of which you will need for your first-time login. Go to the MAEDbS main home page, enter your user ID and temporary password, and select that you've read and agreed to the login policy. You will be prompted to change your password. As the current password, enter the temporary password you received in the email from the CEC. Next, enter and confirm your new password. The system will return you to the main home login page. Enter your user ID and new password. Check that you've read and agree the login policy, then click the Sign In button. As soon as you log in, the system will display the Test Lab homepage. You can confirm that the information you entered for your company is complete and accurate, and you can check on your role and status as user. Hover over the Account Management tab in the ribbon toward the top of the screen and select Company Information from the drop-down menu. You can see that the company information is what we specified when we created the account. And A.J. Jones is the external system administrator, since A.J. is the person who set up the account. Now, let's proceed with setting up the user-specific information. Hover over the Account Management tab in the ribbon toward the top of the screen and select User Profile from the drop-down menu. On the My Profile screen, go to the Security Questions section, and for each of the 3 questions, pick a question from the drop-down list and enter a response. Be sure to enter answers that you will remember. If you ever have trouble accessing your account, for example because you forgot your password, giving these answers to the questions will help you gain access. After selecting 3 questions and entering the answers, review the privacy policy and conditions of use, then check I agree to acknowledge your review and approval. Once you have created your account, you need to apply to get your company approved by the CEC to actually serve as a test lab for the appropriate products. What you see when you log into the system will depend upon the account or accounts you have set up with the MAEDbS. If your company has been approved to fulfill multiple company roles, you will see those company types after you log in. If this is the case for you, select Test Lab, and the system will take you to the Test Lab homepage. If your company account is set up as a Test Lab only, the system will take you directly to the Test Lab homepage. Before a manufacturer can get products certified based on test results from a lab, the lab must be approved by the CEC. Test labs must submit an application to receive this approval. Click the Applications tab toward the top of the screen, then select Test Laboratory Application. This is the screen you use to indicate you want to apply to be certified for specific kinds of tests. Scroll down to the Appliance Type and Test Method Selection area, then click the Add button. This is where you specify the appliances you want to be approved to test and the test methods you will use for these appliances. When you select a product category from the drop-down list, the list of appliance types updates to reflect the relevant options. The Test Methods section populates based on the type of appliance. Check the methods you have used or plan to use. You can choose as many test methods that apply for your company for that appliance type. Click the Next button after selecting one or more test methods. The system returns you to your main application page with the information you just entered added to the Appliance Type and Test Method selection part of the screen. If there are other appliance types you want to be certified to test, just click the Add button again and repeat the process of specifying the product category, appliance type, and test methods. In most cases, uploading documents is optional. If you want to, you can voluntarily submit example reports reflecting the test methods your company uses. To do so, scroll to the Documents section and upload them there. However, depending on the test, you may be required to submit additional documentation. The declaration statements are important. You need to confirm that you understand and agree to each of these statements before signing and submitting your application. As we mentioned earlier, test lab approvals are good until the end of the calendar year, through December 31st, so you need to reapply to the CEC annually. After you have confirmed all of the declaration statements, scroll back to the top and click the Submit button. You'll get a message at the top that states that the record has been received. Take note of the application number so you can refer to it in case you want to follow up on your application with the CEC. You will receive an email confirming that the CEC has received your application. CEC staff will review your application to determine whether to approve your company as a test lab and will email you the results of their decision. When your company has been approved for specific tasks for a particular product type, manufacturers can certify products to the MAEDbS using the results from those tests conducted by your company. In summary, you use the MAEDbS to complete all steps of the Title 20 certification process, including setting up a test laboratory account and applying for approval from the CEC. You need to request approval for each appliance type and associated test methods that you want manufacturers to use your company for when they certify their products to the MAEDbS. But you can add multiple appliance types and test methods in one application. Keep in mind that your company must be approved by the CEC as a test lab before a manufacturer can certify any products using your lab's test results. That is, you can test products before you have been approved as a certified test lab by the CEC, but the test data cannot be used to certify a product until your laboratory is approved for that product type using that test method. Thank you for joining us for Part 4 of the Title 20 video series. Be sure to check out the other sections that are of interest. If you have questions and comments about the Title 20 technical requirements or compliance process, you can contact us at energycodeace.com by clicking the Contact Us link at the bottom of the page. You'll need to be signed in to Energy Code ACE to access the request form, or reach out to the CEC by emailing or phoning their Title 20 call center. If you think this content was helpful, please consider clicking the like button, and we encourage you to add a comment to give us more detailed feedback. To stay up to date on Title 20 and the latest Energy Code ACE offerings that will help you comply, be sure to follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube.